Live from the lavatory. Welcome to the Close Traffic Podcast, an aviation and flight simulation show. Welcome aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Closed Traffic Podcast, an aviation and flight simulation show. I'm Johnny, and welcome everybody to another crew room chat. Got the whole crew with us here tonight, man. This is just take a picture, y'all. Like seriously, guys, take a screenshot, post it on your socials. Because
been a while.
Like, it's been a minute. We're all together, so you know, it goes CTP. Whoop for that one. And yeah, guys, be sure to like and subscribe as well. Just want to put that plug in. And again, we're there we go. Yeah, I forgot to put those there. Yay. But but yeah, so again, a crew room chat. And I don't know if I really explained the premise of like crew room chats. You know, we have our bi-weekly show. But you guys also know how sometimes how disorganized we can be. So, I'm like, how about coming up with some sort of format, some sort of, just to increase that, that interaction we have with you guys, So, and I'm like, hey, why not, do something like the crew room chat? And this might end up being our next episode as well. So we're also recording this here on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. So there you go. But yeah. So but yeah, got the whole crew. Mike, Charlie, say hello to the people, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yes.
Yeah, I don't know who's the lady, but what's up, people? It's good to be here with you all. It's we got an interesting show, but I'll leave it there. Charlie, what's up, man?
Man, how y'all fellas? Y'all doing good?
All good, man. Can't complain.
We're doing, yeah. So, like Mike mentioned, man, there's been a lot of events that kind of transpired over the last couple of weeks or so, and I know you guys kind of know what we're talking about. Freaking 737 Max, hence the title. But there's along with that came some concerns. I think a lot of those we're going to touch on throughout the show. But I mean, I guess we can kind of lead this thing off with just initial impressions. Mike, Charlie, what do you guys think, man? Like, as far as iFly, I know a lot of you guys haven't been familiar and aren't familiar with iFly, as that this is really their first iteration into the 2020 space. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Initial impressions based on the thousands of streams we've seen.
Go ahead, Mike.
So I said, I don't remember what show it was now, but it wasn't too long ago. I think you were on, Johnny. We were asking, both Charlie and I, because we have no direct experience with iFly. We were asking, and then some people in the chat too were chiming in because it was a live show. How is iFly compared to that of PMDG? What's the quality level like? What's the immersion level like? And for the most part, you all were positive in that reaction and sort of your description of the product and what they've been able to produce for P3D, the likes of P3D when compared to PMDG. So I was looking forward to the product. I still am. Let me preface that before we go too much further. I will 100% purchase the product. I can't tell you when, but I will certainly purchase the product at some point because I am looking forward to having a Max in the sim, and I love the Max. But so I think the stage was set as it relates to our expectations of the product. They were pretty positive. I'll also say from the overall initial onset of streams and videos and write-ups and summaries that we've seen at a high level, I'm also pretty satisfied with the product. I get into some of the more detailed things around the things that I've read and seen that I don't like, but at a high level, you asked my initial reaction. Based on what you told us about iFly and what they were able to deliver, it seems like at the surface they've been able to do so. My sort of, where I have cause to pause is around some of the things that I've seen since the initial come check this out releases and streams, if you will. That makes me weary about not the product itself, but the organization behind the product and what is it that they actually are looking to achieve, if that makes sense. I'll elaborate further a little later, but that's my initial impression. Charlie?
Dang, man. I think you took about everything I was going to say.
Oh, I ain't finished.
You say it, Charlie.
No, man, but like
That's the point, man. You didn't say it.
that's exactly it. But no, to piggyback off of him, and like the modeling in this thing looks phenomenal. Like I'm just sitting here looking at like the EFB, and it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but like I don't know, man. It's kind of hard because there's so much information out there, and it's kind of diluting it, in my opinion.
How so, man?
Man, just because like this person says, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever," and then another person's like, "Well, hey, hold your horses there." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of hard with all the wealth of streams that we've seen of this thing on what's true and what is not true.
Yeah, and I guess just to kind of segue, Charlie, on that, man. And first of all, I guess with my initial impression, I was well. Let me say this: the 737 Max, in my opinion, as and I'm speaking, on the aircraft as a whole. To me, it's Boeing's, and you guys know, if it's not Boeing, I ain't going all that, whatever, yeah, I'm the guy, sorry, but
we know.
But the thing that really kind of gets me with the Max is a lot of the principles and things of that nature, and to me, as it relates to the design, we're really shoehorned. So is it my favorite aircraft? No. From a passenger perspective, again, living in Dallas and traveling quite a bit, I've been on many a Max, very very comfortable ride. But I can't sit here and guys that's my favorite aircraft. Now, with that being said, to Mike's point, I would love to have a Max in the sense, but along those lines, I do feel, in my opinion, to Charlie's point, that the amount of content seems to have diluted the developers' intentions on, as it relates to what they were trying to convey by presenting, early release copies to, a myriad of content creators. And just dive into it. I was going to try to kind of walk around the subject, but we're just going to go ahead and slide into it. As let's say, for example, I'm a developer, I release the software and I need to get this out to the masses. I need to let people know. Obviously, we don't have the budget to call, contact, to get this thing on TV. Hey, let me just call, get this thing on the
show. Yeah, let me call Fox.
Fox, right? So, what else is there? We got content creators, and very good ones at that. And we leverage those content creators as a resource to display my product in its best light, given the current state of the product. Right. So with that being said, as a content creator, by me accepting, because you have to understand, like, these things cost money, and especially,
Yeah,
what these things around, like $70? Is that what it
Mhm.
is, Charlie?
yeah,
$70?
it's
So
keep going. I'll find it.
yeah, so I give 2 releases. Okay, I give 2 copies of this product. That's $140 out of my pocket. Me and my team, we got to eat, right? So in my opinion, I don't think, and this isn't speaking. I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not speaking to the community, in terms of content creators as a whole. This isn't
Mhm.
everyone, but there are, to
Mhm.
me, there are a select few, I feel, that did not do their due diligence when they received this product and ensure that they're well studied, they're informed, and they are familiar with the general operations of this aircraft in order to
Mhm.
present it in its best light. That's where Johnny has an issue with. Because at the end of the day, you do the developer a disservice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
100%.
um, I need this product. I have to sell this product, guys. Every day we're not selling, we're eating cost. And again, a lot of these guys, and being a developer myself, I mean, it's you're talking hours of labor.
Mm-hmm.
As a content creator, you have to look outside yourself. It's not about you and your
Mhm.
numbers. Yeah, there's a give and take there, right? I'm presenting you with this product, that product, via, the socials, all that fun stuff, you're going to get the views, right? But at the same time, to me, I think a good content creator is one who puts in the work, puts that product out in its best light so everybody can eat, if that makes sense. And that's kind of where I'm a little saddened, because you see, I mean, there's just, you keep, I went on YouTube and searched up, 737 Max MSFS, and it's just, video after video after video after video, and you'll watch 5 videos and get 5 different and get 5 different things that really, as it relates to not their take or their
Yeah, not
thought.
opinion, by the way.
No, not
Answers
opinions.
to the product and operations of the
Exactly.
aircraft.
Exactly. And that's just that's very, very disheartening. And but yeah, that's but yeah, just I'm gonna pass it on to Mike here in a bit. But yeah, um, but yeah, first impressions, man, it looked gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Boeing managed to do it. They raised the gear height a little bit. They're like, dang, we need bigger engines. She's kind of squat a little bit, so let's raise her up, stick some engines under there. And somehow they took a 50-year-old airframe and bought a few more years out of it. So yeah, I'm not mad at them for that. But yeah, overall, I think the feature set is pretty robust. Me being familiar with iFly from heck 10 years ago, they come correct. So pretty impressed with it so far. It's just, right now where I'm at, give me one good cohesive preview, and let's keep it moving.
Yeah. You said yellow bus, man. What's going on, brother? I hope you are staying safe out
Staying
there.
safe,
I'm
for
laughing, but it ain't
sure.
funny.
For sure,
yeah,
man.
I'm thinking of you and the family, man. I know you guys are, for the most part, staying out of harm's way, but
Absolutely.
again, continue to stay safe out there, and hope you guys come out good on the other end. And that goes to anyone listening live, as well as
100%.
once this finally goes out,
Absolutely.
because only the Lord knows what sort of devastation is going to befall this here in the next 24 hours. So that I should have started with that actually at the beginning of the show, but
Yeah.
thinking of you guys, it's so crazy because it was not 2 weeks ago when Charlie, you and I were on, and we were talking about
Talking
Helene.
about it, yeah,
Yep.
man.
So it's like damn,
wild.
enough is enough, man. It's devastating, and our thoughts.
Bring
and
on
prayers
the
are with
cold
everyone.
weather already.
I'm telling you, man.
Man,
And again, we always caveat with the crap that we're here talking about is nothing in comparison
first world,
to
man. First world.
this is first world nonsense. So let that be
100%.
known. That's where
Absolutely.
we sit always with this type of real world situation and the things that go on in life. That being said, man, Johnny, you hit the nail on the head. I don't know how much better I can do. I think, if we lean into your point around the disservice to the developer, I think that's the first exception I take to some of the things that I've seen here. And you just said you went through YouTube and scrolled through, and I just did that as you were speaking, and I literally 10 videos, and not from the same people, 10 videos from different folks. And again, we're not trying to tell you how to run your business or operate your organization or how to sell your product. If you think 100 people need, first copies of this thing to showcase it, then that's on you. I think we take exception to the quality of the way the product is being shown without the proper education and the time to take to showcase a product like that to the overall viewership and potential customers to come of the product. So I'm right on with you on that one, Johnny. The other one that I take exception to is, and listen, we rag on PMDG all the time on this show. No secret.
Love you, PMDG.
especially my boy Charlie. And I say rag, it's not rag, it is just very opinionated personal feelings about some of the operations behind the stuff, but I won't go there. I take exception to this comparison that folks are all of a sudden doing between PMDG and iFly for this Max product. And I'm not talking about the people that are doing it as it relates to, a straight up, we have to, there's 737 products at its core. And it's great to examine it for educational purpose and really determine, especially if there's someone out there is like, I'm not really a Boeing fan. I'm not really a 737 fan. Should I get a Max or should I get PMDG 738? I get that. That makes sense. I take exception to this. Let me just create content around this because I want to drum up controversy. Whoa. You do a disservice. You do a disservice to the broader flight sim community. Because we say all the time on this show, there's a lot of nonsense that goes on with the comparison and the ragging on, Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024 is better than X-Plane, or X-Plane is better than Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and here's the reasons why. I think we've well established that competition is good for this market and good for our hobby all around. I think we've also a long time established that all of these products serve to achieve a different sort of, level of immersion or, real world experience or fill in the blank, right? They all serve their own purpose. They're all targeted at different audiences. So the fact that we continue to compare stuff in this hobby, and again, not for straight up educational purposes and to help people make a decision, but just because we want to drum up controversy is the second thing that I take exception to. I think we're better than that all around as a community, and we've got to show that. The third thing, and I'm not going to go too much into this because I haven't validated this information. I'm just going based on what I've read and what you guys have shared with me in the last week. It sounds like there's still some issues with the product itself, especially as it relates to the VNAV functionality, and some other, again, depending on how you look at it, minute intricacies. I think overall, when you're showcasing a product like this to the degree that you're showcasing it and providing it to the amount of people you're providing it to, some of that stuff should have been corrected before then. Now, granted, if you were to give it to all of those same people and you had an NDA in place, and again, I don't know, maybe all 30 of these people had it for 2 weeks and they've been testing it, and now the NDA was lifted and they're streaming it. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like a lot of them got it yet last night, and here's a stream for it. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when you're providing it to that many people to show the broader community, I think you've got to do a better job to ensure that the product is properly rounded out. Because I think you do a disservice to, the quality of your product and what you're trying to show. This is your first product for a new flight sim. It's not your first time in the business. You've done a great job in P3D, obviously in other areas, but this is your first product for this flight sim. People who don't know you from Adam, this is going to be their first experience. And if you release it that way, and again, the other caveat is not out yet, so they can absolutely correct this stuff before everyone else gets it.
100%.
But it's still not a good look. Was the third thing. So I'm gonna shut up, Charlie. I don't know what else you I know you've had some opinions on this as well. Hopefully I didn't take it all, but what you got, man?
Man, I don't have really much more to add than what both of y'all said, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know, Charlie, and I think now here's an aspect of it. I was just kind of, I don't quite know how I feel about it. I see here, what was it today, fellows, that they released the pricing information, and looks as if this guy is going for $69.95 USD. Man, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Now answer me this, fellas. What did the PMDG 737 drop?
See, that's what I was trying to find out. I just didn't get around to that.
59, I believe.
Really?
I think it's more than PMDG when they first dropped, because they first dropped the what?
It was a 737-700.
No,
it was a DC.
It was 6.
The 600 they dropped first, because
they dropped the 600.
Yes.
Well, technically they dropped that DC-6 first, or whatever it was.
Yeah, but I meant the 737 family.
Yeah, it was a 600.
Mm-hmm.
And then they dropped the.
And then it was the 7.
Yeah.
Then the 8 and the 9.
Because I remember the beef was the most popular variant they took forever to drop, which was annoying.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to beat up on PDG. I hate that every episode we somehow navigate that way. But
every episode.
Anyway, so 737-700, it looks like 75 initially, and it's now 70. But I don't know what the 600 was. Actually, I can look in the same place. Hold on, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Finish your thought, Charlie, on your take on the price. I'll look this up.
Man, for me, it's kind of steep. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's kind of steep, and then you start seeing all these videos, and it's like, oh, the LNAV overshoots turns, and then you add manual constraints, and it pretty much brigades the FCU.
That would drive me bonkers, especially
I'm spending $70, and yet this is some of the stuff I'm reading.
Caveat though, it ain't out yet.
It's not out yet, 100%. But still, when you
true.
showed it to this many people at this point now, like to our first point, like we were saying, it kind of starts diluting, and it's like, man, do I really want to pick this up on launch day, or do I want to let it marinate just a little while?
Yeah, that's a really good counterpoint. You're right, 100%. So the 600, I don't know if this was the price then. I think so, because it doesn't have the slash out like it has on the other 700 and 800. It was $35.
Yeah, I was thinking like 40, 45, 30.
Yeah, it was $34.99. And then the 700 was 75. And then the 800 was also 75. And then the 900 is $50. That was always $50.
Shoot, I still never caught that 900.
I mean, honestly, I fly it more than even the 8 and the 7. I love doing Delta ops,
really?
And even Alaska ops.
Yeah, the 900.
And the
sure. Yeah,
I love the 900 ER.
Now that 7, man, I'll probably send that more than all of them, because those little small.
You're a true Southwest guy. You're going old school on us.
Sheesh. Yeah,
Robert brings up a good point, though. Isn't it the norm to release half functional aircrafts? When was the last time we had a full functional aircraft?
Man,
that's my beef.
Riddle me this, Batman. Yeah,
that's my beef. And I said this to you guys either this morning or last night. this community, and it's all of us. 'Cause we all buy them. I'm not
We
calling
all buy
anybody
'em.
out.
Heck,
We
I've
all
done
do it.
No, we all do.
We allow too much for mediocrity across these developers. And I've been saying this for years.
Yep.
We
Explain that as
allow
well.
it. We allow it too much. And I'm not saying every product should come out 100% bug and defect free. Like, I work in product development, so I know that's never going to be the case. I get
No.
it. But some of this stuff that's supposed to be a core functionality of the aircraft baffles my mind that we continue to let developers release this stuff and buy it. And then the even I was going to say a different word, but let me not. The even worse developers never even get around to fixing it, and they move on to another product
The very next thing.
or
like
just disappear
737. Whoa.
altogether.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna get there later. Or they just disappear altogether. Listen, business is business. If you run out of money, you run out
For
of
sure.
funding. I get it, but like,
Yep.
damn, why did you release it that way to begin with? Just for a money grab? Like, we got to do a better job as a community, as it relates to holding developers more accountable for these aircrafts. Like, we cannot in 2024 continue to have airliners. I'll maybe let it skate with the general aviation aircrafts, but we can't have commercial airliners or airliners in general in this sim or even biz jets and not have a functional VNAV.
Yep. But let me play
Yeah.
devil's advocate real quick, Mike.
Shoot, go ahead.
I'm a developer. I am man, let me think of something interesting. I don't know, man. Something really cool and snazzy for my name. I don't know. Blue skies. Oh, never mind. That's taken. Dang, guys.
Everything's taken if you think about it.
Everything's taken. I don't know. Scooter simulations. There we go. Boom, gotcha. And I'm dropping. What hasn't been done thoroughly? And well, no, yeah, Airbus. Never mind. That's been beaten. That horse has been thoroughly beaten. Let me think.
that horse tarred there.
I'll agree.
Oh, a Metroliner. Okay, I'm doing a Metroliner.
I got
do
a Metroliner.
Ooh,
I've been seeing that for quite some time. There's a solid
Metro?
Metroliner out there.
Well, for the sake of argument, gee whiz, we're gonna say a Metroliner.
Mhm.
So and I do the model. And
I lied, it ain't out there. That's P3D. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Metro. So I do the model and I do like a very generic panel. And I release it. I don't know, $20 or whatever. And it sells like freaking hotcakes. What motivation do I have to further move the product along? You know what I'm saying?
Did that Metro? So I'm not familiar with the operations of a Metroliner. I couldn't even tell you what the cockpit looks like. Does that aircraft in the real world, most of them, I'm not talking about added later, perhaps.
Sure.
Does it have a functional VNAV?
No, it's
Okay.
it's pretty.
So
big.
then
Probably,
that's different.
Probably a terrible example. But man, let me just think. Maybe like I
Go
don't know, heck, like a freaking A220 that hadn't dropped yet.
If you release an A220 and it does not have VNAV, I'm dragging you.
But sell it. Hey, I'm getting the bag, Mike. I'm getting the bag, bro. I'm not worried about it.
It's selling because we allow it as a community to sell. We are allowing mediocrity across this community. An A220, that man, you should never gave me that example because that's probably one of the latest and most modern aircraft you can get as an airliner. And you release that thing without VNAV. Listen, I'm not telling you it's got to do a Cat 3 landing. I'm not telling you, hey, if you release an aircraft and it doesn't do a Cat 3, I don't want anything to do with it. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I think that stuff is very advanced, and if it has it, we'll love it. But like just straight up VNAV, like if I can't program the FMC and number one, have it pull in altitude constraints from a SID or a star, or at the very least, allow me to put it in myself and have the aircraft abide by it. That's a poor experience in 2024. You've got folks that are developing freeware aircrafts out there right now, like a fly-by-wire, like a who are those guys that that killed the CJ4 for us?
Oh my lord,
Working
was it
title.
working title?
Working title,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
working
it has
title.
done a phenomenal job with the overall avionics package in the sim, so much to the point where it's now incorporated. If these people can do this as a
For free.
freeware add-on for these aircrafts for free,
Mhm.
again, I don't know what it's like now that it's incorporated in whatever deal they have with Microsoft, who knows? But they're doing this at least initially for free.
Mhm.
Why are you selling me a $70 product that can't do that?
Hey guys, my 220 selling, man. Bump y'all. I quit my job. I'm getting it back. I ain't but no, Mike, I totally
problem, man.
I totally get your point, man. And yeah, like you said, that's the problem. It's not the developers, y'all. It's the market. It's the market. It's us. Us. Point yourself, Johnny. It's us.
I'm not pointing fingers at like the people who are brand new to flight sim and just trying to dabble or they don't know any better. I'm talking about us hardcore simmers who have been doing this for almost a decade or more. If you guys continue to sit there and purchase these aircrafts,
don't say bump it and cop it. Don't do it.
Just for the sake of saying I have it. And I'm not even talking about just content creators and streamers, just straight up, enthusiasts and hobbyists of this wonderful hobby that we have. It's doing a general disservice to the community,
to
the future of flight sim development, add-on development, I should say.
Yep. No,
but again, going all the way back and caveating this with the Max isn't out yet. And there's time to fix this stuff before everyone else gets it. But to Charlie's point, what precedent are you setting by allowing so many people to stream it with those issues?
Absolutely. And especially for the uninitiated and, those who are, new to the hobby, because we gotta remember, guys, there are a lot of new hobbyists in this hobby, which is freaking phenomenal, man.
It's great.
And I say it all the time, 20 years in this industry. And this is so cool to see, people who were my age back then, like diving into this hobby. But with that being said, we have to ensure that we put our best foot forward as it relates to the development, the marketing of these products, to make sure these guys and gals are well informed. And that's all I'm saying. Let's not have these guys take their first go at VATSIM, and the airplane does something unexpected, which again, that's kind of like aviating, fly the airplane, whatever. But let's not have these guys and gals get themselves in a pinch, because A, they're uninformed as it relates to what they were getting, or B, something supposed to, there's a feature set that's supposed to be there, or there's a piece of logic that's supposed to be there that's not there, and us as a collective, we know this. We know what should and shouldn't be in the 737. It's sad to say, but yeah, like we know. Okay, there should be some VNAV logic here. There should be, LNAV should be there. It should do this. Okay, it shouldn't or should fly this procedure turn this way. Oh, it's drawing it properly. We take that knowledge for granted, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to make sure that's like, and I'm gonna be that guy. Hot start 650.
Yeah.
I can, no matter what I do from a functionality perspective, I know that aircraft is going to respond the way I expect it to. I mean,
there's no worries. Like that's nothing.
And dude, I tell you, that becomes even more critical as you continue to move throughout life and possibly have things in life take your attention away from the hobby that you love so much. Because I know for the three of us, it's been that way lately, right? We're not simming the way we used to. We're not able to
No.
dedicate as much time as used to. It's just life, right? Things happen and you've got to do what you got to do. So anytime I go in an aircraft or I have a flight sim experience, I want it to be spot on.
You don't have half a
Because
day to mess with it.
you don't.
No.
And that's what I think that's why I continue to have less and less patience for these things. And then you couple that with the fact that we've got better technology and resources, or the developers do at least, to be able to take stock and say, listen, that person or this developer or those folks over there were able to do it. So it's possible in the sim. The tools are there. If this was 4 years ago when 2020 first came out, different story. The thing was a hot mess, especially as it related to, the ability to produce true, in-depth desktop simulated aircrafts, like a 737, Airbus, etc. The pieces just weren't there. If they were there, they weren't connected and available. So I'm not knocking that. Like if it's not there, it's not there. You can't do anything about it. But here we are 4 years later. The sim has come a long way. Other developers have proven that it's come a long way by the products and services that they continue to release. So you coming out with a subpar product for a, heavily sought after product by the community is just an overall disservice. Yelba says we need other devs to speak on other devs. They know we're not going anywhere, so their voices need to speak for us. No more Ace Combat Simulation. That's true.
Yeah.
I know,
and there are some out there. I mean,
I was gonna say there are some that they won't say it directly, but if you ask them about something, right? A lot of times their messaging is, well, we're not so and so, right? And we're gonna release this product when it's good and ready, and we feel it's appropriate, and the community can enjoy with very few issues. Again, we knock PMDG, we knock FS Labs for timelines and their overall speed to market for some of these products. But when it drops, you're not going to have any issues.
They always come correct. And that was another thing. I was thinking about this, throughout this week. I know sometimes we, especially like FS Labs, we give them a hard time or whatnot for the lack of communication, PMDG, and things of this nature, and it just boils down to this. Sometimes, guys, we just got to let these people cook. You know what I'm saying? We just got to let them do their thing. When it drops, it drops. Because I'm going to tell you, when Labs drops, I know a lot of you guys aren't familiar with FS Labs because they hadn't done anything for 2020. When everybody do, I don't care what folks say about, left wrist or whatnot. When they do, I promise you, there's going to be some folks in there.
And it won't be 100. It won't be 100 people streaming it either.
No.
You will get.
It won't.
You would get 3 to 5 max.
Yeah.
Until that thing is ready.
Until it's ready. Absolutely. PMDG, same way. I mean, yeah, you're going to have little new issues, little things here. No one's saying
it's not related to the core operation of the aircraft.
Absolutely.
Never.
Absolutely. I'm going to be able to get from point A to point B. And again, we're not knocking iFly. I have from day one, I said, iFly was going to be coming with something serious here soon. And here we are. So I'm a huge advocate for their aircraft, and I think competition is good, right?
It's great.
It's freaking great. So, I am their biggest fan. Believe that. Like heck, when they drop because when they drop aircraft, and I'm kind of going off in the weeds here, but hey, it's a CTP. When they drop an air, like for example, they'll drop like all of the variants of the 737. Like they had the BBJ, they had and then it wasn't just because for the longest time, PMDG had this weird cockpit window shape.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we're PMDG, and this is how it's going to be, right? iFly had it right,
Yep, I remember that.
So come on. I mean, we're ready, iFly. You know what I'm saying? But let's just focus on, let you do what you do. Throw a few copies out to some content creators. Let them get it out there and keep it moving. It was so bad they had to drop an announcement saying, "Hey, no more requests." Man, I'm gonna tell you this, content creators. If you ain't got but like 20 subscribers, leave them people alone. Like seriously, leave them alone. You're not doing themselves or yourself any favors at all. Yeah, and that's the same thing with me. Like if I got like 50 subs, man, leave those people in their aircraft alone. When it comes out, cop like everybody else. Post your thoughts on it and keep it moving.
Oh
my gosh. I mean, what, fellas? Let me be quiet. I'm gonna
man. It's like that's
my man was cooking.
That's what I think is driving a lot of us crazy, man. It's again, we're not going to name names on CTP, but you have your core group of content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call them, that always come correct, right? They know what they're doing. They know how to showcase a product. They're educated about the product. They put out great content surrounding the product. And then it's like, for this thing, 1 million people, I saw channels that I've never even heard of.
Hey, dude, shoot, RNAV approach. What's that? And what was the thing? Someone asked for a low visibility approach, and someone said they weren't comfortable with the low visibility approach. I mean, it's baffling. We gotta do better as a community, man, and as a developer group. But enough of iFly. So I think to summarize this, we're all excited about the product here at CTP. We will all own the product at some point here at CTP. But we've got some very strong opinions on how it was showcased and continues to be showcased. And we just ask that, from a content creator community, you all be educated in the products and platforms and services that you guys are broadcasting to the general audience, because you are influential, whether you know it or not, whether you want to be or not. And there's always people behind you that's looking at what you are doing, how you know how I learned how to fly the 737 in Airbus? Tell us.
YouTube videos, dude.
Whoa.
Well before I was up. Well before I knew how to fly a freaking traffic pattern or what a traffic pattern was. I could fly a 737 from New York to Miami in the sim.
Spot on.
Because I watched people that were great at what they did, educated on the product, both from a real world standpoint as well as just overall how to fly a desktop flight sim, did their research, did their homework. I've got old books back here of me writing down flows to the Boeings and the Airbuses. Like, that's the kind of influence you have on the people coming up behind you. So you've got to be educated on this stuff when you're showcasing it. And that's all we ask, man. And speaking of influential, I get off this. I had a coworker today come up to me and was like, "Oh, Mike, you're pilot." I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I got my son just downloaded this flight sim." I'm like, "Oh yeah, which one?" I don't know. It was on the Xbox. And I'm like, "Oh, it's got to be Microsoft Flight Sim 2010." He goes, "Yeah, that was it." And I was like, "What'd you think?" He was like, he gave me the controls, man. I was like all over the place. I was barrel rolling. He's like, no, you got to take your time. You got to turn it this way and turn it that way. I saw some guy doing it on YouTube. You gotta flick the lights before you take the runway, right? Little stuff. Dude's 6 years old, I think, or 7 years old.
Wow.
Where did he learn this stuff from? You like, I'm not saying like it's your responsibility to go.
Be careful, man. What y'all put out there, man. No,
your audience on how to fly an aircraft, whether it be in real world or flight sim. But that just goes to show you the level of attention your content gathers and the impact. So, anyways, what about the 330, fellas? So we had.
I know you did not just come on this show and talk. Hold on, man.
We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it.
And you guys gotta keep me honest, because again, I haven't been following this too closely. Was it both Aerosoft and Flight VFR, Latin VFR that released the A330 at the same time, roughly? Or is it just Aerosoft that's out right now?
Just Aerosoft.
It
That's out
should
right
just
now.
be Aerosoft.
I could have sworn Latin VFR had the 330 out.
They may have one out, but I know the one that really just caused the stir was
the stir
Latin
was
VFR.
man.
Not Latin VFR. I'm sorry,
Aviation,
Aerosoft.
Aviation Lads dropped a challenge trailer for it 2 days ago, and there's actually someone streaming it right now here on YouTube. And then if you go to Latin VFR's website, A330. Oh, this is the 900 though. I thought the
Tola's dropped it. Tola's dropped the 900 for X-Plane.
I thought they were working on that's out too.
Is it out? I'm not sure now.
Man, there's too many damn Airbuses going on.
Man,
I'm telling you.
I can't keep up with this stuff.
I'm telling you,
just call me when that 717.
And that is coming from
Airbus.
Airbus.
717. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen. No one's
Wait, the 717 came out?
No, I said no one's dropped the 717.
Oh.
But we got like
struggle.
900
Let me play
variants
devil's advocate.
No, I ain't hearing
with that.
I ain't hearing.
Don't play.
Where are you sending that right now? From
Delta Ops,
dude, Delta.
How many Delta Ops is still sending 717s?
Atlanta Gulfport.
How many?
Atlanta to Gulfport for one. Yeah, there's
one route.
Lot. No, bro, there's a ton. Man, hold on. Let me go up here.
Man,
just go up here.
Johnny, keep cooking. I showed him, man.
All right, man. So
sorry. I'm wrong in that. I swear, man. Yes, Aviation Lads, Airbus A330-200 Latin VFR.
It's a French thing.
Introducing the Airbus A330-200. Okay, so the 330 Neo is already out for Latin VFR. I don't know if it's dropped yet, but there was a trailer that was just dropped for it. So it's coming out. Someone here did a review as well. I think the problem is, or not the problem, this thing dropped the same freaking day as the Max streams. So they got buried. Oh, that's why no one is talking about it.
That's what it was.
It got buried. Because here's EasyJet SimPilot. Oh, no, that's Aerosoft. Sorry. Here's the Flying Turk 2 days ago. Latin VFR A330-200 review. So it's either out or out to content creators, but no one's paying attention to it because the Mac stole the show.
You care about that much?
About the 330?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm not a 330 guy, dude. I like the Neo. I was on the Neo going to London in April. Very great aircraft as a consumer, as a passenger, smooth, quiet, comfortable. But like as a pilot, nah, I'm not. I've never been a I've never liked the 330. I've never liked the 340. I like the 380 just because it's majestic, but I don't know if it's something I'd fly in the sim. I never liked the 318. I thought it was just like you might as well just have a regional aircraft.
Yeah.
So my sweet spot's always been 319 to 321, and obviously you all know I love the 321.
You know what's funny? I like the 340 more so than the 330.
That thing looks like a 757 with 4 engines, bro.
Man,
it's just,
hey, yeah. I mean, I get
you
it.
spot on, but I'm the same way, man.
It hits weird for me, dude. I'm like,
that's because y'all love those weird aircrafts, man.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys not being Airbus fans.
Speaking of weird,
would love the ugliest Airbus ever created.
Oh, man.
Okay, I stand corrected. There's some routes being sent right now.
We lost. Oh, yeah, dude. There's.
Oh, John.
You done made him mad. My man done
took offense to that.
and then we lost your light, bro. It's dark in there.
Seriously? Hold on.
We can't see you.
Oh, come on. Keep talking.
So Charlie, let's put this in the chat. Actually, Charlie just dropped some live routes right now that's going on with the 717.
There's still quite a few out there, man.
I did not know that. I stand corrected. I'm sorry. And don't I'm a 717 fan. I own the what's their name from P3D and FSX?
TFDI.
What am I talking about? We talk to Colin all the time. I love that 717. Especially because, and I've said this, when he was on the show, they changed the game as it relates to immersion and flight sim. They were the first ones to introduce precipitation and overall smudge and whatnot on the cockpit windows, the lighting effects, the way the aircraft operates in less than ideal conditions. I loved the 717. It was an immersive queen in P3D. So I'm not saying I wouldn't get it if it came out in 2020. I just didn't realize they were being sent that much. It's also a very niche
It is
area, right? You got to have some real expertise around that thing to be able to develop one properly.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, sorry to intercept, but yeah, going back to the 340, yeah, it just, I don't know, man, it just kind of hits a little different for me. But that, you looked at 717. Oh, I see that, Charlie. Heck yeah, bro. Let's send the snot out of that thing.
I didn't know it was still getting sent like that.
Yeah, because most of them are AirTran tail numbers.
Oh, yeah, AirTran birds, yeah.
When Delta bought AirTran.
That makes sense. Okay.
Well, no, you remember Southwest bought AirTran, but they sold them all to Delta.
That's what, yeah. I stand corrected. That's right.
Yeah, but man, that 330, dude. And here's what bugs me. I don't know now. I don't know much about the Latin VFR, but that Aerosoft 330, man, they've been working on that thing for freaking like decades. Now I'm totally exaggerating, but they've been working on that freaking thing.
Bro, it's like 4. They were working on it when they dropped the CRJ.
Yes, and it's a hot mess.
I've seen people post about so elaborate. What's going on with it?
Courtesy of FS Elite, man, because I don't care about 330, but let's see, no holds, overspeeding, overshooting waypoints, going around, no gear, bro. Come on,
no gear.
Yo, and see, you guys think I'm harsh or I'm a, when I talk about freaking dropping aircrafts that are not up to par and the community being flat out okay with it. Now it sounds like they get dragged appropriately.
Oh yeah, dude.
Aerosoft has been in the game way too long to still continue to drop products like this. Yo, what you just named has been an issue with every initial Aerosoft product going back to FSX. Yes. I remember because I purchased them. The first product I ever owned from Aerosoft was their A320 series, and it was I want to say FSX because it was before FS. I purchased FS Labs. I knew about FS Labs and whatnot, and it did the same exact thing, especially on takeoff. Always overspeeding, overflying waypoints. The McDo was a mess. It was just bad. We're not even talking about the overall, exterior modeling and interior modeling. They were never the greatest, but you could live with if the product is sendable. Why is it that you've got so much experience, over a decade in this hobby, in making these products and services, and you still continue to have these issues? Isn't there a 330 for? Didn't they make a 330 for P3D? I swear there was an Aerosoft 330.
I think that's the one they've been cooking on since P3D.
I thought I owned the Aerosoft 330 and P3D, dude.
I'm patiently waiting for the 350. Side note, I wanted.
That 350. If that thing comes out incorrect, bro, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to go visit our boys. They better come correct with that one.
Side note, I hear you right there, Yellow. I wanted the 757 like yesterday. They need to hurt. Man, I'm telling you, dude.
I'll concede the 75. I think once it comes out, I may get that as well.
I'm getting super impatient.
Oh no, you can't. We will not allow that. You cannot get no 75 pencil plane.
I'm getting super impatient, guys. But you know what? Blue Sky Simulations, wherever y'all's name is, I'm gonna let you cook. Do your thing.
Cook it. Yep. Cook it.
Yes.
Let us know.
Whatever time you need.
Medium rare. Just a little sear.
Yo, I was right. A330s they had a P3D version, 4.5 and 5, because I owned it. I had their 330. So that kind of goes like this is a different sim. I get it, but this is not your first go around. It's not your first rodeo with this thing,
man.
So you let it cook, to use our terminology of the day, for so long and you still released it like this?
Man, so the holds, whatever. Because
Hold.
Like, who the heck gonna do holds? That's
now,
it.
now,
Man.
now, now, I say that, guys. There's that one guy. Well, iFly holds. Okay, great. That's awesome.
Fair enough.
But,
That's amazing.
fair enough. But there's not a whole lot like procedure turns.
Mhm.
Okay, if your aircraft isn't capable of drawing procedure turns, I get that.
Yeah.
Overspeeding,
That's like
overshooting waypoints, both of those are sus, man.
That's like core
No gear
functionality of like
Really
an Airbus product, bro. I mean, Bus, you gotta chime in here, man. But like, how do you mess that up?
Man, I don't know, man. Maybe it's we're coding on an etch and sketch. I don't know. It's like how
The
you might
logic
as well
behind that, behind those systems that drive the the auto throttle and those speed constraints and the performance numbers that you enter into the McDo, like that is just core functionality to any Airbus product, and to not have that right to begin with is just, it's questionable, man. But you guys thought I was tripping when I started this show and I said we continue to be okay with mediocrity and we continue to let these developers release things like this and buy them, although it sounds like they are being appropriately called out for this.
Yeah, and from what I've read, man, I can't find it. You guys can we can continue on the show, but I'm going to look. But apparently Aerosoft recently received a large sum of money. Let me see. You guys continue, but let me do some research right here, guys, real quick.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I got another airplane to talk about, but I want to get off the topic till you finish your research. Because they're about to get dragged next. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, you've got to be able to produce better products than that in this day and age. And with the capabilities that are available in the sim today and the amounts and wealth of information that's available, it's just beyond me. Elba says, not sure. Sometimes I think it's not the event that you program, it's the entry and exit that is difficult. Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. But like, I could also see if it was someone that was very new to flight sim development, or someone that was very new to this general product, platform, or service, that they're building and developing and producing for the very first time. They've been in this game for a while.
Wow.
They have done nothing but Airbus. They have done Airbus for a while, and they've even had an A330 before in another sim.
Check the
and
chat.
Like, I could also see if this was, new things or things that just like is a characteristic of the native sim itself, just straight up Microsoft giving them issues. But I swear, and I'm not exaggerating, I wish my boy John was here, we have had those problems with every Aerosoft aircraft in every sim. FSX, P3D, with almost every product they produce, those exact same issues. So I don't get it. So Aerosoft receives 460,000 euros by German government to develop planes for Microsoft flights in 20. No way.
So you telling me they got €500,000 to develop a daggum airplane, and the damn thing ain't even got gear?
Get him, Charlie.
Dude, that's like wiping before you poop. That don't make any sense. Like, man. If y'all just giving money away, I can give you my bank account number. Good Lord.
We'll post Charlie's Cash App in the description below.
Yeah. Check out my feet finder.
My man giving away feet pics for that new purple yoke.
The struggles are real, bro.
Oh man, the government wants Aerosoft to spend this money on developing 2 new aircraft: the Airbus A321neo and the A330neo. Oh boy, don't do it! Don't do it.
$500,000.
€500,000,
man.
bro.
If they do this, they better bring in some external resources, man, that really know what they're doing, and they better not take 5 years to do it either.
Oh man,
Jeez.
Bro, that's
We do need a proper 321 Neo though.
oh Lord, here go Mike. Anyway,
I'm just saying, man.
just a side note. Why would the German ministry do that?
I think
What's the angle? Like, I'm not
question.
understanding that part. Like, this is a hobby simulator. Like,
to make a detailed 3D interior exterior model, detailed cockpits and real to provide further education, I guess. You gotta remember, a lot of these foreign governments invest
that's true
in pilots within their countries and regions.
Well,
of
and
the world.
aviation is huge in those
It's huge in
countries.
these places. Like,
Yeah.
I love what I used to watch this series all the time. So EasyJet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
EasyJet. What the hell was the name of that show? I forgot, man. But a lot of that stuff was a lot of them paid their own way as well. But a lot of that they were able to get some government assistance. And then I believe it's Swiss. If I'm not mistaken, Swiss has a government program. I don't know if it's still here. This is stuff that I was watching and looking into well before even COVID years ago. But they also had a program that was, government funded to continue development of pilots. Like, you have to fly for Swiss for X amount of years, right? So you didn't have to pay that money back before you could go somewhere else. So maybe it's along those lines, but this article doesn't say why.
No.
Should you say it's Johnny? Okay. Hopefully due diligence was done prior to
selecting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Like, why not FS Labs?
I mean, they hadn't been batting well at all, and in terms of, I mean, you're better off.
Well, the Padres beating the Dodgers.
Man, they slug a percentage about as good as the Braves was.
Oh man, 3-0 bottom of the second. Oh, don't tell me that,
man.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, brother.
Bro, the Padres tough, bro.
They're losing right now, man.
Freaking put my Rangers to sleep, dude. Anyway,
I want them to win,
man.
They ain't looking too hot right now, but it's early. Sorry, go ahead, man. We digress.
You're good, bro. I'm all about digression. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with this, but man,
you said why them? Did they do their research?
Why? Man, they just
are they based in the same?
You
country?
have.
You'll
will get a better experience buying one of Aerosoft's bus simulators or police simulators or whatever the heck they do than getting a solid rendition of the aircraft. I'm just gonna be honest.
No, he's right.
No,
that's where they shine.
You might as well cop one of them police simulators they got. You know what I mean?
Their aviation product is
it's been slipping, bro. And then y'all notice what happened to Matthias. Where did Matthias go?
That's where did he go? Was it Labs?
PMDG.
Oh, PMDG.
Yeah, so they are, I think, German company.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Well, that
Aerosoft?
Aerosoft, yeah. That kind of explains that.
But I thought it was the French government that gave this people
that
gave them
was,
money. Oh man.
German Ministry of Finance and Climate Protection.
Well, isn't FS Labs also a German-based company?
I don't know. They ghosted, so who knows where they at?
Man, as far as man, I'm pretty sure they got their finances in check, man, because they hadn't said crap.
No, man, they got.
In fact, there was someone posted a forum post. I won't get into details, but someone posted a forum post wondering, I guess, speculating like where Airsoft was getting their additional ends, man, and that topic got shut down quick. So, yeah,
well, they have a whole lot of other, like you just said, a whole lot of other products and services. It's not just like they develop 4 Airbuses and Made it
Boom,
rich.
there you go. Yeah, you know. So, but yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's all I'm saying, fellas. It's just, you know, come on, Aerosoft. You know, yeah, you know, I'm sure there's some, you know, there's some folks out there who are, you know, we're all about Aerosoft, and you know, they've done well and things of that nature, and I'm not knocking on the developers at all.
No, it's not them.
You know, it's just not them at all. I just really question the business decision. Being in this industry for as long as I have, to release an aircraft in such a state, you know. And then did they even say, "Hey, this is early"? I mean, I hadn't really looked at it, but did they say at all, fellas, if this is early access or a beta,
Aerosoft?
I don't
alpha,
think so.
gold copy?
Wow, man, I bet I can
Well,
go
what
buy
makes
right
it
now.
even worse, man, you release a patch and you don't even, you know, add the change log of what you changed in that patch. Like,
Oh, they
what
dropped
is
the
that?
patch.
Supposedly. So what
Nope.
I just
The
read.
Airsoft A330 CEO for 2020 is available right now, so it's not early release. You get it right now.
Wow. Come on, guys.
High fidelity.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, this article says a slightly more updated version of the plane was released, but no change log was provided to our
I
good
don't know,
friends
man. I
at
just always had
FS
issues
Elite.
with them, man. Their flight dynamics, their flight model was always just,
Jank.
oh gosh, man, this is bringing back nightmares in FSX and P3D. But it was bad, and I didn't know any better. Like that was
Right.
my first go around with aircrafts and flight.
It ain't much
sim,
better than the CRJ.
I haven't flown that thing in like 2 years.
Well,
I do just because I like flying regional so much. I mean, it's my
yeah,
only
the
option.
CRJ, man. Yeah, and that's the thing.
At least it flies. You know what I mean? The gear does
That's a
come
good
down.
point.
Yeah,
I just
that's
love the EJet series much better, which we're about to segue to right now.
Yeah, right dang now. Let's go ahead and slide into that, because that's.
But I don't know. Maybe I should try the CRJ. It's been a while.
You sure?
You gotta make sure to get Boris, man.
All right, so check this out. Question for you, Charlie. What's better at this point in time? The Aerosoft CRJ series or the FSS EJet series?
CRJ.
Really?
To me.
And what makes it better?
To me, it's a lot more stable as far as performance.
So performance in terms of like how it impacts your rig, or
Yeah, like PC performance.
Oh, I never
Like
had
for
issues with
whatever.
FSS.
I haven't had issues, but I can definitely tell it's not
consuming a lot of
optimized. It's not
resources.
optimized.
Gotcha. What about functionality wise? Like, why would you put it over the EJet? Flight dynamics, avionics package, sounds.
I guess I like the simplicity of it a little bit more because it's a simple aircraft to me.
Yeah, the CRJ in its nature is a simple.
It's
simple. I mean, it doesn't have auto throttle.
You're not going to get that complex VNAV functionality. It's not even in the real thing.
No,
right.
So you got to airplane a little bit, and I kind of like that. Although,
gotcha.
But then you jump in something, that's supposed to have VNAV, and
it doesn't.
So,
No, I was just wondering. I was curious. I don't know. I may try it one.
And man, the Boris sounds. I will say,
100% get Boris.
And completely
change the game.
That aircraft into something.
Well, that's the only reason why I fly the FSS right now is because those Boris sound pack, that Boris sound pack for that thing makes it tolerable.
Check the CRJ, man.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna check it out.
But back to it, Mike. Ultimately, it goes back to what we've said in previous shows. That's what I remember.
Gotcha.
Going to an airport, the first plane I ever was a CRJ.
See, and my first regional experience was on the ERJ, so that's why.
Yeah, my 145.
To yellow buses.
Oh,
I love the 145. I love the 175. I love the 190. No, JetBlue didn't have 195s, 190s, I think. So I love the EJet series. That's why I always preferred it. And then anytime on the CRJ in real world is always some nonsense. Oh, you guys have heard that?
That's because it's American.
Well, that's probably right.
Nah,
You
I'm
are
playing.
probably right in that regard, my friend.
I'm playing, man.
No, you ain't playing. It's,
No,
it's,
man, them
it's
CRJs wore out, bro. Like all
Man,
of
they
them.
tired, bro.
They wore slap out. Like messing around and get on the 200 right now. Oh, bro, you might as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Man, you
I've
might as well
never
be on
been on a
172,
200.
bro. You might as well be on the 172. I kid you not.
Johnny says you might as well just take the bus.
Take literally, dude. Go ahead and call up Greyhound, man, and just get that one way, dude. You're not gonna have air conditioning. You know, like
There's always a pack out on
always,
them
bro.
things, bro.
Always, man. They can't keep them things, but in their defense, man, those things have ran for decades, dude.
Workhorses.
Decades. Yeah, I mean they're tough airplanes, man. But it's one of those things. Don't expect many amenities. You're getting from point A to point B. That's it. You know, you might have to change your shirt when you land, but hey, you'll get there. You know,
sweating through your shirt, man.
Sweat,
Better
bro.
hope it ain't a 4-day trip.
Exactly. Until Yellow's Point, man. Yeah, to me, in my opinion, Embraer all day long.
Wow.
No, I'll say
that,
man. Them E-jets are freaking slick, though.
Oh, they're slick.
I love the E-jets, man. That's why I'm so frustrated with FSS.
I specifically book E-jet flights, dude. I took one from Fort Worth to Monroe, just right up the road, man. I just didn't feel like driving, but just to get an E-jet. Oh man, sheesh.
Are they smooth? I've never been on one.
Oh man, it's like a mainline experience, dude.
Yeah,
in a regional aircraft,
and that freaking thing is a rocket ship, man.
Oh, dude. Man, you can tell it, man. Heck, they're running on one engine half the time when they're taxiing.
Really?
That thing moves, dude. This is a little rocket ship.
Dude, you'll be at the brake shop before you get to 1.7 right, man, if you're running both engines in your light. Like it's man, those things they scoot for sure.
Yeah, they move,
that's wicked.
They move. So fellas, man, FSS, dude, what wait. We gotta give my boy access, man, so he can start running this
man,
stuff.
I'm telling you.
Dude, I know, man.
I don't even know where to start, man.
Okay, so first and foremost, so I'll give them this. They said, hey, you know, we're dropping this E-jet. There's, you know, it's early access. What you see is what you get. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
People picked it up, you know. Okay, I get that. You know, I'll give you that. Okay, we're what, guys? I don't know, a year into it.
Oh,
roughly a year into it. And where's the VNAV functionality? I get it, you know, taking logic that's written for an aircraft and without any help from the avionics manufacturer, taking that, translating that into a simulator is a feat like none other. Totally understand that. So, you know, we're patient. Okay. You know, we understand, you know, we're gonna let you do your thing. Then all of a sudden, hey guys, we're dropping the 727. Hey, you asked for a 727? Did you ask for one? Hey, Mike, you asked for one? Who in the heck asked for a 727? We hadn't even gotten the E-jet we asked for. That is what bothers me. It's not the fact that it's taking the time that it's taking to get the E-jet to a particular state. That part I understand. But the fact that we are going to just do this pivot, pump a 727 out, slap a GTN 750 in it, and call it slick. Come on, guys. Come on. You know, and I don't want to hear this thing, well, you know, we had additional resources to take on that development project, so that didn't have any detrimental effect as it relates to the timeline. No, I'm not buying that. As behind as y'all are in that E-jet, y'all should have took those resources
and put it over there.
Point blank, dude. Point blank. That's where I'm at with it.
No, I'm right there with you. It's a shame because I love what that aircraft can be.
Yep.
and I've seen it be great in X-Plane, and I loved flying it in X-Plane. It's not like I can't go back to flying an X-Plane, but for me personally, I've migrated all the way to 2020. I don't remember the last time I was in X-Plane. A lot of it too is just based on just overall performance on my computer. For whatever reason, X-Plane, and it could be me when X-Plane 12 released, I put a lot of freaking X-Plane 11 scenery in there, including ortho.
Half the directory went into
The
X-Plane.
whole directory went in it, dude. And I've been piecemealing trying to clean stuff up for like 2 years, and then I just got tired of it. So part of it is probably on me. So I'll say that. But I just never got the experience out of X-Plane 12 like I have in 2020. So like the E-Jet for me right now is not an option. I was happy, but also sad to see it get updated for X-Plane 12, knowing the where it still has to go in 2020. And I understand things take a while. I also, and that's a good point to sort of bridge my earlier point as it relates to stop releasing stuff that's not ready. When you caveat that it's beta and not ready, that's a different story. And every time you in fact go into that freaking aircraft, there's a pop-up menu that tells you what's not available, and this is beta.
Yep,
so kudos to them for being transparent up front and acknowledging what's not there yet and what's to come. That's on you if you go ahead and purchase it. Yep. So no knock there. However, to your point, if you know that's not done and you've got a ways to go, I feel like if you spend the money on the product, the developer should be committed to making the product, the base level components of that product work. Can you get from point A to point B? More or less, yes. But it's not a consistent experience with that aircraft, especially as it relates to the navigation of the FMC, which my understanding, Johnny, keep me honest, and Yellow Bus, keep me honest. Is it Collins or Honeywell? What's that FMC in there? What's that FMC, the avionics package? Honeywell. It ain't an intuitive one to begin with. Like, right? It's not Airbus's McDo or Boeing's FMC, right? It's a little different than what you're used to in the bigger airliners. Which in the real world you would start the other way around. So anyway, so I get that. However, to your point, if you've still got work to do there, why are you out there starting a new project, a new initiative? Number one. Number two, who asked for it? Like, to me, that's two strikes against you. It's why are you doing it? You have a product that you haven't finished. And I could maybe see if it was like, yo, we did some market research, man, and there is a real need for fill in the blank aircraft and no one's doing it. And we just felt that we have the resources. And I know, you know, the E-Jet series isn't done, but we've got an opportunity here and we're just going to go do it. Maybe I would give you a pass. But you threw, and I'm not saying they've thrown the FSS to the side, but knowing product management, knowing how that stuff works, if you've now divided attention across multiple platforms, in all likelihood, you're not going to finish that initial project that you started within the time frame that you said you would, whether that's an internal time frame that you've put on a board somewhere or something that you've communicated to the community. Who asked for it?
And the thing is, dude, it's not even the point of, you know, they just blew the thing. They're like 10 patches in on the thing.
Yeah.
And then the one they released was an INS. And I'm going to tell you, it's not that I'm not even a fan of the 727 because I came up when you went to Memphis and there were Northwest 727s all over the freaking place.
Everywhere.
So, yeah, that I relate to the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do it, put your whole foot in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just drop one with an INS. And those the variants of that time, they had an FMS in it. Now it wasn't as full featured, as intuitive as like the 737. Yeah. But there was an FMS in there, you know. But no, I think they got one now. I think it has an INS in it. Who the freak flew that? Freaking in the cockpit? And then they got like another freaking variant with like a GTN 750 shoehorned in there. Come on, guys. Stop it. Just stop it. You know, and I'm sure there's some folks out there that feel a type of way about it. That's totally fine. But I'm if you're going to drop an aircraft, drop the variant and the avionics out in the avionics suite that was popular for the era. Now, if you're doing a 727-100, hey, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But what are they doing? Like, what is that, fellas? A 200 they were doing?
Think
Yeah,
so.
it's like 200 freighter. Yeah, do they have FMSs in the thing? Come on, guys. I don't know. Yeah.
Finish your product, guys. Finish your products. That's a takeaway for today, man. Finish your products. And community, stop being okay with mediocrity. We gotta be better, man. Last thing I wanted to touch on, man. Say again.
TBM.
Yes, TBM. Actually, I was thinking about the 747-100 and what you guys' thoughts were with PMDG pursuing that one and shelving the Max.
Crap, I forgot about that. Now, are we sure that's a 747-100?
Oh, I don't know. See, I should stop going by what I see online, but
I'm pretty positive that's what it is, because they're going to do the 1, the 2, and then the 4, and then the 8 more than likely.
Someone is saying that's their secret project. I don't think it's been confirmed, but
well, they dropped the gauge.
What else had that gauge? Oh, so they're just using that gauge to. Oh, come on! I didn't realize that's what they
dropped the gauge, and people are basing out that gauge. I can't stand with it. They'll drop the logo off of a tire and be like, "Guess what aircraft I'm doing?" Like, come on, guys. Or like senior developers do it. They'll drop like a roof tile and be like, "Yeah, guess what aircraft? Guess what airport we're doing?" Yeah, come on, y'all. I don't know, man.
Roof tile.
I don't really get into like all the hoopla, but I mean, that's great. 100. Me personally, if you're just gonna go, OG, man, I would have
4.
Yeah, I would have did. Well, hey, I would have been mad at the 200. Yes, I mean they're going old school, So do it 200 or an SP and keep it moving. Slide on in the 3 and the 400 or whatever you're gonna do, But 100, all right, okay.
No, it's a 100.
Is it? Yeah.
For
so
sure,
I mean, and again, it's PMDG, so it'll freaking sell like flapjacks, but man.
Call me when the 400 drops.
Man, you gonna cop Charlie, whatever, man.
Man, I don't even know how to
cop nothing but the 8, man. That's one aircraft. I'm not gonna lie, fellas.
Man, that sucker was built before I was born.
That 800 PMDG 7478. All of us, yeah. PMDG 7478 and P3D, man. I sent that thing like nobody's business. I freaking loved that aircraft.
I'd like a 74-4F.
Oh, that's solid too.
Yeah, 400. Yeah, but yeah, that 74F, man. I definitely send the crap out of it. It's just, I don't know, fellas. It's I'm all about retro. Don't get me wrong, but a 100, I don't know. PMDG, they've been doing it for decades. They've been in the game for years. So, maybe they've done some market analysis. I don't know.
I highly doubt all these little ones that are playing MSFS on the Xbox want a 747-100.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, sitting up in everything and sitting. Now they're going to do that virtual fly engineer, but man, I don't know, fellas. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, that's a 747-100, man. What about this TBM?
No, man, that's Black Square TBM. So first of all, shout out to you guys for putting me on. I know I took way too long.
That they've been out like what?
It's been like a year, probably.
9 years.
Man, that thing come out when I first started stimming.
There we go. Yeah, love to drag things, man. I part of the reason though is because we had a solid sort of rendition of one in 2020, and then
What,
someone
940 or whatever.
yeah, and then someone did a what would you call a mod to it, which was solid as well. I mean, the doors opened and everything. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I think even back when I was streaming, I might have streamed a flight. I was thinking I went Sheboygan. That's when I did my Sheboygan flight. Why I did a Sheboygan flight to TBM back then, I have no idea where that came from.
And you talk about me, man, the Midwest. Good grief.
I don't know where that came from. To this day, I couldn't tell you what prompted that. It might have been somebody told me to do it or asked me to do it. Anyway, so it was solid. It was
October 5th was a year
that it's been out.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I had those things to mess with. Never was a big TBM fan anyway. Johnny was actually the one that introduced me to the TBM world and X-Plane.
Oh,
put me on
hot
stuff, bro.
You, man. That thing hated you.
Oh yeah, I could never get a flight going in that thing. It was always a CTD. So I don't think I ever figured it out.
No, man, you just left it alone.
I just left it alone.
Wasn't the TBM the one you crashed up there in the
yeah,
hills of
Johnny
North
was
Carolina?
having issues too.
Went down in the hills, bro.
No, my man ran right through Sister Hazel's front fence there.
No, actually we did, man. We made that go. Hey, I got the receipts, bro. Go back and check the video that we landed safely on the road. Just fine.
My man ran out of fuel.
No, we had an in-flight emergency, and was
it an engine fire?
Man, I don't freaking know.
We lost controls one time.
Hey, my man hit them flows like he was on a check ride.
The NTSB report is still out on that one, fellas. But I cannot confirm nor deny that it may or may not have been fuel related.
His attorney said not to speak on it, man.
Exactly. I can't speak on that one.
Said bump that 30 and 45-minute reservation rule, but
we're still in litigation, man. Hey,
my man hit the checklist, hit the flow, landed that thing, crash bar up, get the heck out.
Oh, you remember that?
Man, if I'm not mistaken, Mama Shark clipped you, bro.
Yeah, I think it caught on fire or something.
It caught on fire, bro. Like, it's still on YouTube somewhere, man. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna add it to the podcast episode for you guys.
Oh my gosh,
for you guys to check out, bro.
Man, that TBM, but dude, man, the Black Square definitely revitalized my faith in.
Oh, it's a solid aircraft, man.
Oh my gosh, dude,
it's so awesome.
When I say, fellas, to spec. The numbers were to spot on.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us what flight you did, man, because you were really impressed with a flight you did today in there. Where'd you go?
I've done a chain of them. So I left Addison, Texas, flew to Double Eagle, and I think it's Double Eagle in Albuquerque. Then from Double Eagle in Albuquerque, we flew to Phoenix Deer Valley Airport. And
all over.
I said, screw it, man. We're just gonna take it all the way back.
He's gonna be at your house tomorrow, Mike.
Man, it blocked out about 800. And truthfully, with the range, dude, I think you could dang near hit Mike's house from Addison.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Ain't it like 1,200 miles or something stupid? Look it up.
Let me see right now.
Because I topped off, man, and I flew 837 nautical miles, and I still had about 3 hours of gas left.
Addison to, let's call it Ontario.
Yeah.
1,042 miles. Well, that's direct. Obviously, if you threw a
route in there,
let's throw a recommended route in here and see.
Let me look at the 850.
Yeah, 1,087 miles.
Yeah. Now with reserves, I don't know, but
you can almost do it if you need it to whatever reason.
1,102 miles is what she'll do. This is according to
you pushing it. You would stop once at a minimum.
Which truthfully, you're the other way. Stop anyway. Yeah, going the other way.
That's what 5 hours.
You're gonna stop anyway, man. You gotta give yourself a break. But if you needed to push it and you were going the other way, and in the winter,
you could
maybe you could do it, man, with that jet stream.
Yeah, because I was clearing. I had 47 knots on my tail, man, and she was doing 340 over the dirt, bro. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
That's solid.
That was
I'm-
today. You had 45 from Mattel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going west.
Yeah.
For real?
No, going east. I'm sorry,
No, he
going
was
east.
going east.
Yeah, I was heading back.
Oh,
He was
I
doing
thought
the
you
one. He was
going-
doing the leg back.
He's coming
Yeah, I was
back.
heading back. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, and man, just really those types of trips, man, is what would like sell you if you were looking for a cross country machine. You know,
That's freaking crazy. Still,
What'd
you
you
know,
true? What
3
altitude
hours.
were you at? And what'd you true out at?
29K.
yeah, 290. Yeah.
You went up
And
to 29.
29,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
What's the
That's-
service ceiling? 31.
25. I think it's 31.
Yeah, it's 31. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. And what were you truing out at?
Man, she was doing about 170, about 170, 175.
True.
True.
What was your ground speed roughly?
340.
About 340. I know.
Now keep in mind, he did have it revved up pretty good.
Yeah, we working on it.
I'm like, hey,
No, I'm
hey,
just like in my mind, I'm running the numbers compared to that of like a a Vision Jet.
Oh, Vision.
And,
Well, Mike,
and the,
I mean-
and the price. I mean,
we
we talked about this the other day, man. That Vision Jet is slow, bro. And then like the more I fly it in this sim and I look at the numbers and I talk to folks that's out here
it's
flying in the real
bro.
world,
So slow.
the more I'm realizing how slow that freaking thing is for a jet. Yo, it ain't hitting on nothing, bro. I was doing a flight on VATSIM the other day. I guess it was a LA Ops thing. I was going into Vegas from Van Nuys, and everyone else was going into Vegas in the airline. And the dude was trying to move me in and out of the way so many times. And he was like, "What's your best forward?" I don't remember what altitude I was at, but I was like, "I give you Mach 0.50." I think was the best I could do. It was punching everything it had.
And that's the thing.
And I'm like, people really spend close to $4 million on this thing.
And that's the thing, Mike. You know, I mean, Charlie says I was kind of in it, but I really wasn't, dude. Because
Nah,
I
I'm
think
paying you was
the max true, I believe, was like over 300. And
That's what I'm
TBN.
saying. 170
Yeah.
sounded kind of slow.
Yeah, and
I don't think
was,
you're probably getting just that, if not less, at 290 in a Vision.
yeah,
Jet. And that's
I mean,
a jet.
I mean, we're thin. So you know,
And what's the useful on that TVM?
ooh, what was that? 26, I think.
Yeah, like 26,
I think
40
that's
maybe.
more than even. Man, I gotta run some numbers, bro, because the math ain't math. I don't understand what the rationale is for people to go with that versus a
Well, that's simple, man.
very capable turboprop.
It's a Corvette.
Well, and you know, it's turbine. You know,
It's a Corvette.
it's
Pump
turbine.
speed up if you ain't clacking the fly the SF50 around the world for Simfly. What do you think, Yellow Bus, man? What do you think, Robert, on that Vision Jet, bro? I love the damn thing. I'm a serious fan. You all know this.
Oh man,
And
I
like-
love the avionics in that thing.
And we I love the avionics. I love how
Mm.
comfortable the thing is. I love everything about it. I love the way you can transition, and people do it all the time, from the SR series to a Vision Jet, no problem. It's very well designed and a very pilot friendly aircraft, not to mention the cap system, and for the ones that are even equipped with Garmin safe return, great aircrafts. But like, I always sit back and try to do the math on, I'm talking like I'm in a position to go buy a freaking Vision Jet, by the way, but I always sit back and do the math, right? If I were to be in that position at some point here in the future, what could I rationalize all of those great things that I just named about the product or about that aircraft, about that platform, to spend that kind of money and not go with like a PC-12 or a TBM or something within that family? It's I'm gonna buy one for real. It fits my family's mission. Yeah, man. I guess it depends on how many people you got, how many people you haul. And I know, Johnny, you say it wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for me, man. I got children, so like legit. I got like a crew, so
you literally have a crew.
yeah.
And if you're trying to get anywhere in a hurry, bro, you're stopping for fuel all the time because you're not topping off with the useful on that thing. So I don't know, man. I would love to. So, those of you that are avid listeners of the podcast, man, if you're Vision Jet or TBM or PC-12 owners, or if you're in a real position and you're looking at that now, I'd love to get your feedback on the rationale and some of the things that you're going through to make that determination. Because we talk about it all the time, in theory, but I would love to get other people's opinion on it. That thing's slow, man. I didn't realize I knew it was slow, but like the more I fly it, the more I realize like this thing is slow.
Oh shoot, my bad, fellas. So I went back on my logs in Garmin Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So ground speed was 340, truing out at 289.
I was gonna say, man, that true sounded low.
Yeah, indicated was like 179, 180.
That was your indicator. That makes sense.
Yeah. So spill that portable lab your carbon one fuel.
My man just trying to go to Montego Bay, bro. That's it.
Man,
I mean, a Vision Jet is a nice thing to pull up and go into the Caribbean.
Man. And see, I don't know, man. I still, and I was, Charlie, you and I were talking, man. The PC-12 to me, if I was like legit in the market looking, that'd be optimal for my mission.
Yeah, for what you got going on, for sure.
What I got going on, for where I would like to take it. Yeah, I think the PC-12.
Johnny's trying to see them hollers.
PC-12 is running.
Man, the hollers, bro. I mean, that's just like I like the the semi-stole capabilities. It's not it's not marketed.
Tundra tires on that thing.
It's not marketed as a stole, but you can get into some tire places that you can with a Vision or even a TBM. Now we're not going to get there as quick, right? But and I want to say a lot of them are outfitted with the semi legit labs, so and fairly long legged as well. But,
so it's interesting that PC-12 costs roughly between 4 and 6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Vision Jet starts new at about 3, so you get a Vision Jet for half the price. But your variable cost on a PC-12 NG that is about $700 to $900 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But the freaking hourly cost to run a Vision Jet is like $1,400 an hour.
So you're doubling your hourly.
You're doubling your hourly, but your initial
purchase
getting the platform price is half of that. So,
and what's the useful on the Vision?
That's a good point. I don't know. See right now,
like 22. I can't remember. Maybe it ain't.
Yeah, look at Charlie. 2248.
22.
2248 on the Vision. What is it on the PC-12?
A butt metric.
Okay.
PC-12.
I know she'd haul my fat butt around.
Yeah, man. That's all I need to know. I remember running the numbers one day, man, and it'll shoot.
Yeah, I remember you did. It worked for you.
Yeah. I mean, it fit all of us.
Full fuel?
No, that's the only thing. Not with fuel. We wouldn't have the range. We wouldn't have full range, but we could do a 500-mile mission comfortably.
Oh, the PC-12 max payload is 2257, dude.
Yeah.
So it's almost on par with the Vision Jet.
Yeah, but
I didn't realize. I thought it had way more than that.
I thought it did too. What variant? The
NG?
Did they switch to composites?
PC-12 has a max payload 2257, accommodate up to 7 passengers.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's saying early gen PC-12 was like 4,021 useful.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I was like, wait, 2,200, huh?
Yeah,
But even then, so okay, so let's say it is 2,200. Let's compare price to price. I mean, what were you paying for a Vision
3
Jet
million.
versus a, you know what I'm saying, versus a PC-12?
Yeah, so you get a little bit more useful out the PC-12, but you get into a Vision Jet for half the price. Your insurance is probably a little less for that Vision Jet as well.
A
Just
little less
given,
for the Vision Jet?
I'd imagine just given the rigors behind that Cirrus training program, especially the way that they've structured the SR to the Vision Jet platform is to help with those insurance rates as well. But I can say definitively.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the cap system helps with your insurance. The overall sort of feasibility of flying that aircraft, I think, helps as well, goes a long way. I know that's a big selling point for a lot of people. If you're coming from the SR series, it's a very easy step up, and your insurance companies look at it that way as well. So take that for what you will.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Turbine and I don't know. I don't know. To me, I still gravitate to the utilitarian nature
of the PC-12. No, I think you're right. You do a lot more with that thing.
I mean, you can't. I mean, just a door. I mean, being able like that, that massive, main passenger door.
Yeah. You load everything in that thing.
Yeah, that'd be mean. But then again, again with the flights, flights in the 850 today. I mean, if you're all in for business travel, I mean, man, that thing was.
That's what Charlie does.
Yeah, dude, that thing is freaking solid, man. I mean, I think the torque were set at about 80, man. Had the prop set back to about 1900, about between 18 and 1900.
Yeah, because your ITT was running like 760.
Yeah, about 760, man. And
because she temps that at what, 800?
A little more, a little more, something like that.
Yeah.
Man, just a real solid experience. And again, did about two. I think what did Garmin pilot say? It was 2.28 was the time.
The block.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean that's
what was it? Where'd you go from again?
DVT.
See how long that would have took me in the
DVT to Foxtrot 44.
DVT. What the hell is this? DV. Oh.
Delta Victor Tango Foxtrot 44. Yep.
It's about 825 nautical miles. In the Vision Jet, going direct, it would have taken you 2 hours and 30.
Mm-hmm.
And you did it in 2.2.
Mm-hmm. 2.28. Almost about 2 hours 30 minutes.
So roughly the same, more or less. Mm-hmm. But again, you haul more.
Mm-hmm. So, that was TBM, Yeah, I was wondering because I got to thinking, I was thinking earlier, I'm like, wait a minute, did I do 170? Man,
I was gonna say, man, 170.
I was like, man, let's go back and
at
check
flight level 290, man. Fell off the sky.
I use GP, man, because I got to stay familiar with it, and so all my flights are logged. And I was like, man, let me just scroll through here. And I'm like,
how do you I gotta take this dog out, by the way. How do you get when you log when you're using Flight Sim and incorporating it in Garmin Pilot?
Yeah,
do you have a separate section that separates your sim time and your real world time?
Yep. You auto log, and you'll see like a little symbol in there for sim time. Yep.
Yeah, ForeFlight does that too, but I always delete the sim one because I don't want to
mess up your books, man. Early on, yeah, that was a bit of an issue, but they add a little symbol there so you can kind of disseminate. Okay, this is my sim time, and then this because I export all my stuff into Excel because I'm just being weird. But yeah, I know you
Oh.
got to go,
Because
man.
I'm just being weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart, actually, man. Get that stuff
But,
backed up.
My man says I'm old school.
no, man. Like my original logbook during safety deposit box because I
So
because
how
I don't
often do
trust
you
myself.
update those then?
Man, well, one of them is full, and those like I don't update them, but I
Ah,
started a new one because
okay.
see, I start with paper logs.
Yeah, I got paper. I still do paper. I do paper and
Yeah,
foreflight. I
and
like
see
the check and balance.
a lot of folks, man, see that's the exact opposite of what I've been hearing, man. Like a lot of people, they just like, yeah, man,
Straight paper. I
yeah,
mean,
no, man,
straight
yeah, just
electronic.
like straight
Nah,
electronic, dude.
man. I know.
I don't
Now,
know, bro.
I'm not logging thousands of hours a year, so I'm sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
factors in. But I
but
love having. I keep both a paper and a foreflight log because I love the check and balance. If one of them is off, it drives me crazy, and I know it will. Because
yeah,
come check ride time for whatever rating you're going for,
dude,
that crap better make
better
sense,
line up,
man,
bro.
or you're
Better
not
line
even
up,
getting
dog.
seated. So
Nope.
my thing is always correct all the time. They
Yep.
just gotta line up.
Yep, but yeah, man. So aside from that, man, again, solid experience. I know Mike, you said you had solid experience. Charlie, heck,
Yeah,
man, you
man.
the one
TP, I
that's
love
drove us.
that thing, man. Shout out to Charlie,
Yeah,
man. Charlie was the one that finally convinced me, like, go pick that up, man. So
yeah, for sure.
it was
So
Now we
awesome.
just got to get the old Duke.
I
Get
got
him
the
in the
Duke, man.
Duke.
That freaking
No,
thing,
oh,
man.
we're going to get you there. We're going to get you
I
there.
don't
I
know.
gave my man one failure, and now he's all up in arms. I said, "Oh my gosh!"
Maybe
The
I'll
next
try it again.
episode.
I haven't done it in VR yet. Maybe that'll change my mind. Speaking of logbooks, one of my logbooks I found just had a ton of mold. Oh man, Robert, you got transitions to some. I'm sure you keep electronic logs now as well, man.
Yeah, I think all of them. Yeah, I mean, I think most people. I think I was probably one of the last ones, man, to freaking move over to my CFI buddy. He CFI slash mechanic or whatever. He was like, man, you really need to transition to electronic. And I was like, dude, because I was like, because he did my biennial. So I'm just like writing it down. I was like, man, what you doing? I was like, bro, logging my time, dude. It's like, man, if you don't freaking use that dang Gorman pilot, I'm just like, bro.
Nah,
Cause
man,
I'm
I gotta
telling you,
have
man,
both,
I'd be
bro.
the same way, man.
dude, it's weird because I can't. We didn't have Garmin pilot. We didn't have ForeFlight. So when I got back into flying, man, I had my knee board, my sectional, my charts, and all this, and he came here with his iPad. I was like, what are you doing? It was like, man, yeah, you don't need that anymore. I was like, what? So I'm a work in progress, guys. So,
Man, there's something about it though, man. It gives you kind of a sense of
same,
pride.
dude,
Like you
I don't
write
know,
it down.
man.
I got a
Like that
special pen I
smell.
fill mine out with, bro. I
Yeah,
think
dude.
who knows what the future holds, man, but I will probably always keep two
Yeah, well,
electronic and
a lot of people, right? Well, man, there's actually services that'll take
Convert
your
them.
convert them.
over, and I'm sure electronically, it's fairly robust, dude. But I don't know, man. It's nothing
I
like
love the
open up
electronic.
that massive book and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Now
it
it's
just
the
jogs your memory. Oh
It
yeah, I
does,
remember
man.
that flight. That's the flight the wheel fell
It's
off.
easy to peel that back. I was doing it the other day and was like, damn, look where I started. Right. I went back to my
man,
discovery flight. I'm like, sheesh. So it's
dude.
harder to do that with the electronic logbook. But the electronic logbook, while I love the ForeFlight or any electronic logbook, mine is always connected to the avionics in the plane. Or if I'm not flying something with that, I've got the Strauss back there, or the Sentry, I should say. So it's got an electronic log of that flight, right? So there's concrete evidence and proof that flight actually happened. Whereas, yeah, you're supposed to certify and be honest about your logbook, which you should be, but you could write anything.
Yep.
So I've got that written in the logbook, but here's an actual evidence of
that flight.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you how it is, bro. Back in like 2006, 2007, we ain't had none of that. So, but yeah, man. Guys, again, heck of a show. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Yellow Bus,
Robert, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Stay safe, bro.
Man.
Stay safe.
And rest of you guys out there listening, man. Again, guys, looking forward to hearing more from that Max, but. Till next time. Oh, my bad. Any final thoughts from the crew? Y'all got anything?
Don't be okay with mediocrity. Keep the blue side up.
See ya.